Yo, what is good, y'all? It's your boy ReactZ back with another reaction. And guess what? Before we get into the video, I got something new to show y'all. We have a motherfucking Patreon going. We have a Patreon going. Yes, it ain't shit on there. We have a Patreon going. The content will be free, but if you want to show support to your boy, you feel me? Wow, $3 for free ads, fan requests, and exclusive voting power, right? $6, you feel me? Ad-free content, fan requests, exclusive voting power, ad-free videos, live event VIP, ad-free episodes, complete post archive, right? And for elite savages, right? Ad-free, fan requests, exclusive voting, ad-free videos, live events, ad-free episodes, complete post archive, live Q&As, early ticket access, early access, and private community. We gonna build some shit. You feel me? We gonna build some shit. Now, like I showed them, we already got a nice little lineup going with like, and this is just Prime Video. This is just Prime Video. We got anime. You feel me? We got the Mighty Nine, we got Invincible, we got The Boys, Game of Thrones, Vox Machina. We coming with straight heat on her. But let's get back into the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you there. Tell him to peek. Tell him to peek aside. Tell him to peek aside. Tell him to pick a side. Tell him to pick a side. Tell him to pick a side. Tell him to pick. Tell him to pick. Tell him to pick a side. Tell him to pick. Buzzing his head on both sides. Them niggas ran, they both died. Smoking that nigga with 4-5. Oh, Castlevaina is a work of art. Let's get into it.
Before the moon is full,
I love Castlevaina.
Messiah will come. The devourer of light will eat the sun.
I gotta finish season 2, which is something we can watch on the Patreon, cause you know I got Patreon now. Yo. We finna watch all type of shit. You feel me?
Suffer and die, along with everyone you love. The days of this abomination will soon be over. The deliverer is at hand. A mighty warrior queen. She will reign.
My goodness, that little baddie. When her ass was over there, like my orifices got fangs. I was like, hello, what we talking about?
To crush the blasphemers.
Do you have any idea who she is? The moment she doesn't need you, she'll turn on you and
oh my god, this bitch right here.
One.
Oh my god.
She will bring horror and nightmares.
Hold on. God damn.
She won't want simply to crush the emotion. She will want to drain it slowly of blood.
Castlevaina. That's a banger show. But as I was saying before the ad played, we gonna watch that shit on fucking Patreon, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to
What's up, Kevin?
We've talked about the first Castlevania on the channel, at least the first 2 seasons with Dracula. I
think I watched it.
I don't know. I've seen season 3, but Dracula and Jennifer are my favorite characters, and Dracula not being
absolutely.
I'm cool. But today we are watching its successor, Castlevania Nocturne. I have no expectations. I just hope it can keep up with the greatness of the first one. But with that being said, I have no plan for this vid. I'm gonna keep watching until I get bored. So if it's ass, I'm gonna let you know it's ass.
Okay.
So if you don't know, this takes place around 300 years after our GOAT Trevor Belmont. We see a mother and her son walking down an empty street in the middle of the night for some reason. You're just asking for trouble. There's a whole festival going on. There's gotta be another road you can take that isn't completely devoid of human life.
Where did everybody go?
Vampire hunter who believes having her son stay with his auntie is a safer option, but of course the son doesn't want that.
I'm so sorry, my darling. But I
have no choice.
She's lying.
Cap.
There's always a choice. We're only 2 minutes in and there's already gonna be a fight. Dodge the whip, runs in with a dagger. She pulls out a sword. Couple clashes right here. Tries to land over there. Your ass off me. Another clash. Connects the roundhouse. A kick to the back too.
Oof.
He goes for a stab, but she weaves it. I think. I don't know. But she slashes him twice. He deflects the third. Pulls out the fire magic, showing us some diversity. She got ice powers too, the best of both worlds. And I don't know who he thought he was, diving headfirst into the ice like that. Like, she's not gonna capitalize on that shit. Peep the stance, peep the confidence. This is what we practice for.
She got that drip.
Charge this up. Knock that boy on all fours, but she isn't finished. Burnt him to a crisp. Or so I thought. He simply entered his final form, which is a giant snake, dragon, butterfly thing. I don't know what that shit is. Man, bro, didn't we tell your little ass to go back to the boat? Now she gotta worry about you, which in return results in her getting bodied. Now, would she have lost either way? Probably. But you for sure made it a lot easier. So this guy proceeds to do the mistake that many villains do for some reason. He leaves the kid alive. What? He said, yeah, your mother killed someone I love, so I had to do with her. I could kill you too, and I will. But I don't really feel like doing that right now. You know, I got a few errands to run, you know. But
yeah, that boy gonna regret that. He won't regret it too much, but he gonna regret that.
Why do villains do this? Now, when he grows up, finds you, then kills your ass, I don't want to hear any complaining. You
literally.
So now it's been a couple years since then. He's in this rebellion group having a meeting. And if you couldn't already tell by the fit the first guy had on, vampires aren't these creatures that roam in the woods looking for easy pickings. They run shit. They're the top dogs. Your taxes go to them. Your rent goes to them. Even if you're living in a box, 1 bed, 0 bath, no kitchen, just 4 walls and a mattress, they don't care. Cough up 3 bands. They want your whole paycheck and some. And there's nothing people can do to stop them. Who's gonna take the vampires? Which is the reason this rebellion was born, to stop that. And it seems like they weren't alone. 3 vampires pulled up, and we see that the boy inherited his mom's whip, and he did this dude so dirty. He made a whole entrance, jumped in the fire and everything, just to get your head immediately sliced. I know your homeboy in the bushes is shaking his head in shame right now, but he wasn't done. He threw a knife, cutting one of his thumbs off, wrapped him up, brought him in, foot on the shoulder. It doesn't matter if you kill me. It won't do you any good. The vampire messiah will come.
Oh my God.
Like we eat the
shut your goof ass up, you dick sucker.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Imagine going out like that. You tried making a big spectacle. Oh, the world is coming to an end. The sun will be vanquished. And the dude doesn't give a damn. Now, while that was going on, old girl took care of the third, used her bird summons and gave it to him bad. There was nothing he could do. Just a bad class setup for this matchup. So after hearing that whole vampire messiah thing, Richter and Maria head over to the abbot to propose a temporary alliance. He thinks the vampires are gathering at the chateau, which apparently is the home of the Marquis, so why would a pillar of this community invite vampires into his home, he said. Maria immediately says, bitch, he ain't no pillar. His wealth comes from the pain and suffering of every peasant within 40 miles. But ultimately, they do convince him to keep his eye out over there, you know, have his spies spy around. So they head over to Maria's house. Her mom cooks some dinner, eating swell, having a good time, enjoying each other's company. Until they hear some roar. They walk outside to 4 creatures on their front lawn. This is their first time ever encountering something like this. The only threats they knew of are the vampires drip down in Balenciaga. This is new territory.
Oh my God, why they got that shit on though? Oh my goodness, hold on, go back. Look at this nigga drip. Wait a minute.
This is their first time ever encountering something like this. The only threats they knew of are the
Like, look at this nigga. He really got this shit on though. And then look at this bitch in the gold and black. Like, ooh, shit. Okay.
Down in Balenciaga. This is new territory. And not
she feel like Cardi.
They were getting cooked in this fight, but that's to be expected. They never fought these things before. But I have high hopes for Maria's mom. She is the same class type as Cypher, and the things that she was doing, I just hope, if not the mom, Maria could move like that. But if not Maria, maybe this new girl can fill in those shoes.
Bro, she actually goated.
The other 3 hauled ass. 2 of them can fly while this one is simply walking. No urgency and no steps. He's taking a nice stroll through nature. So her name is Annette, and she tells them that those things are night creatures. And it's been centuries since someone made them. And they so happen to be looking for a man named Belmont, which is our guy right here. Because they also know something about this vampire messiah. And for some reason, every piece of media that takes place in the 15th century, the church is always on some bullshit. They're always
they
the
corrupt
bad guys.
as fuck.
We were just trying to form an alliance with the abbot, but turns out he's in cahoots with the vampires. Big surprise. He thinks the revolution, the rebellion, is a complete abomination. It goes against the natural order, common decency, and of course, to God. So he says, you know what? I'm gonna get my big homie to come handle y'all. The big homie in question is this lady right here.
Neptune above.
My goodness. I'm about to butt.
She hops out the wagon saying she's a representative of the Messiah.
Oh, the Messiah. Oh, you need to go down and register with the National Convention.
No, not that Messiah. The real one. And just annihilates the two
My
guards.
goodness.
Then we cut back to our squad when we learn that Annette was actually a former slave fighting in a revolution for freedom. And the guy to her left, the most light-skinned you ever see, got blue eyes, hair tied up in a bun with a green ribbon and a cherry on top. He wasn't a slave or anything of the sort. Nigga was an opera singer. He was serenading the masses.
Literally,
Anyways,
just
and
like
tells us
that.
something is changing. For centuries, vampires have pretty much been allies with royalty, dukes, barons, kings, princes.
Where the fuck
but
you put
they've
duke?
always resented it. This Messiah promised to make them masters of the world. They'll keep the kings in place, but vampires will be pulling the strings, and in order to accomplish that, they need to crush the revolution. And the name of said Messiah is Elizabeth Bathory. Ma Dukes has actually encountered her before. And at what age do we deem too grown to run off crying into the distance like that? Cause not gonna lie, Ma, you passed that age limit to be eligible to do shit like that. But a few years back, Ma Dukes and her family settled in a village that was poor and cruelly treated. So they stayed for a while to help ease people's suffering. But of course, the vampires seen one too many smiles. Y'all not allowed to be happy.
You not having fun, nigga. Don't ask what that was about.
By soldiers, vampires with big homie overseen from the back. We learned that her name is Drota.
Oh my God, she's dripped out too.
I'm not allowed to be happy.
Look at this
village
bad
got raided
bitch.
by soldiers, vampires.
Nah,
with big
fuck
homie
this nigga.
Overseen from the back.
Look at her horse got drip. Hold on, focus this shit. Look at her, bro. What? Fine ass vampire. Hell no. Bro, why is she dripped out like this though? This is fucking what? I say the 1400s?
Learned that her name is Drota. She took one look at Ma Duke's sister and said, yeah, I need that. Captured her immediately. Brought her to this castle. Moms tried saving her, but once she arrived, realized that the Messiah doesn't simply murk her victims. She tortures them for as long as she can keep them alive. And at the back of the room, oh, hey, look, says you're okay. No, she is not. Then the Messiah herself walks in. And what room was that behind you? Does that lead to the fucking sun? Do you just have a spotlight aimed at the door? There's never a moment where a room needs to be that bright.
Oh,
but
God.
before Mom's escape, she made sure to take out her sis, running east until she finally found refuge here.
Yeah. Don't you worry. We're going to fucking kill her.
So Richter tells Annette about the whole vampires gathering at the chateau thing, so she says, I bet. Let's pull up. Burn that shit to the ground.
Nigga,
That's
we
a
not
little
that
too
cold.
much. We're just gonna scope it out. So when they get there, they immediately see the Marquis giving corpses to the night creatures, but also Annette sees the vampire who enslaved her and murked her mother. She was ready to crash out right there and then, and I'm glad she calmed down. There's like 50 vampires here, staring directly into her soul. A creature let out
Damn,
a
they
roar,
already
alerting
knew this
everyone in
nigga was here. Fuck. Nigga, damn.
the area. See me? I would have turned around and hauled ass. I'm not giving them a chance to even think to attack. But they decided to stay and fight.
Fuck it,
Richter
we
smacking
fighting.
them away
Me.
with the whip. Maria calls forth her bird while she stabs one in the neck. Lightskin cuts this one head off with
Okay.
each. Peep Annette tossed the whole mace at this one. Threw one of
Damn.
her blades, almost caught a collateral. Double clash.
I told y'all she was cold with it.
Returned to me. Broke his back with that mace.
Oh.
Don't even.
Shit. Oh shit. When I was watching that, I did not see that. That hurt. That hurt. Look at this nigga's side.
Eat a whole
Hold on. Look at this shit.
either.
Mm.
Then proceeds to chop his head in.
Oh wait. Go back.
and fight. Richter
Oh my
smacking
God, I
him
went
away
to
with
bed.
the whip. Maria calls forth her bird while she stabs
Yeah.
Light-skinned cuts this one head off with ease, but
We know.
Annette
He saucing.
tossed
He
the whole
saucing.
mace at this one. Threw one of her
Bro,
blades, almost caught a
look at
collateral.
this shit, bro. Yo, hip blown
Local
out.
clash, but look at that
Look. She cocked that bitch back.
hand return to
Hold on. Hold it.
me. Broke
Ready?
his
Bow. Ah!
back with that mace. Don't even need to hold it either, and then proceeds to chop his head in
My
two. I
goodness.
got high hopes for Annette, but she wasn't even the coolest to me. Maria caught me by surprise. I didn't know she was going to be moving like this. Spawn the bird, handle my lightweight.
Okay.
Spawned it again, back up. Summon the turtle, protect the right side. Summon the tiger. Bird came back, rotate the shield. Right through the skull.
Ooh.
Her class setup might be something crazy. When we saw her earlier, I thought
Bro.
she was going to be a support type. but
That's
she
why
can
I
hold
love
on.
this show,
So
bro.
they finally decide to run away, but at this point, it low-key look like y'all can handle that shit. But they get to the woods, Annette conjuring a bridge to go across when, unfortunately, Light Skin gets caught. 7
Damn.
people trying to eat off one plate. There's not enough to go around. But the rest of them do escape, though. Then they took these bodies straight to the reboot van, and not to be a dickhead or anything, but what did you do to be reincarnated as a boss monster? What? You caught one body the entire encounter. You're not boss monster material. He should have been random goon number 248. Also,
Yeah.
this dude is back plotting something. But then we see exactly what Annette had to go through to get here. As we already know, her and her mother were slaves. One random night, a vampire owner came through. I don't know what tipped him off or if someone snitched, but he knew the mother was drawing symbols around the house. So he took her outside saying there will be no spells casted in my shit.
Charms, no dances, no songs.
Murked her right in front of her daughter. Ever
Terrible.
since then, she's been plotting an escape. And it really be your own people, bro. You're one of us, and you're working with them niggas. First of all, what kind of system is this? Why did they allow you to work with them in the first place? If you're going to be racist, don't half-ass it, fully commit. But she got grabbed because they were trying to brand her. And this is when her powers awakened. Spawned the sword, knocking the rod out of his hand, and then booked it. Put the jets on. She was outrunning canines. Made it to the city,
My
dug into
goodness.
his random orchestra where she met Light Skin, who gave her new clothes and snuck her to the mountains where other escaped slaves were mobilizing a resistance. Now, as far as her powers go, she's pretty much an earthbender. She can control metal and earth. So some time has passed. You see them locks got a little hang time now. That's the stage
She
where
on
you start
demon
doing
time.
normal activities with a little more aggression. Someone call your name, you turn your head a little faster now. You go to pick something up, you whip your head back, make sure everyone sees the shakeage. I'll say this is like intermediate level. You're not a novice anymore, but you're not in the big leagues yet. I mean, like, you're not up there with,
She not
you know,
Chief Keef.
Who got good locks?
She
Offset,
not.
Cali, 21
Yeah.
pre-braids,
Yeah.
Vaughn, this one girl that keep popping up on my IG. I'm Kevin, you know them. I think they really killing the game right now. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, the
What
time
is
to
this
make the
video
move was
art?
now. They ran through the city, burning everything, striking down slave owners and all their loved ones. They actually tried hunting down the one that took her mom, but he's simply flown away. Bro didn't even entertain that at all.
Bro said,
He
"I
left
don't care."
swiftly. Afterwards, Annette went to go speak with Cecile, who was the one that was mostly looking after her after she first arrived. But she noticed that she was tweaking, seeing visions of the vampire messiah, and said, "Oh fuck no, we're cooked." That's when she told Annette to go to Europe, find Richter Belmont, and defeat the messiah before she gets here. Made it sound so simple. Now back to the present. Maria wanted to introduce Annette to the other people a part of the revolution, and for some reason they decided hosting this in the middle of the town square was the best course of action. The millisecond more than 5 people showed up to this exact spot at 1 a.m. in the fucking morning, every person in the surrounding building snitched immediately. Night creatures emerged from every alleyway. Now my first thought was,
Know what they
y'all
was
should go
thinking.
home. Resign from the rebellion, never attend another meeting again. I don't know if you thought joining the cause was gonna be couples goals or some shit, cause no way y'all put your heads down.
I guess this is it.
Man, if y'all don't get up, it was a 2-answer question, fight or run away, and y'all somehow invented a third option. Y'all chose death. Y'all
Hell
are so
no.
lucky Annette saved y'all. But what she sees after, she's seen what they turned light skin into. And instead of attacking her, he actually saved her. So he's not fully gone. Then he just gets flown away. Later on, she tells the group on what she saw. Richter thinking she's seen things, but says, even so, what do you want to do about it? Rescue him? What if he doesn't want to be rescued? Or maybe he can't be. Maybe the only way to save him is to kill him. Valid point, honestly. So Annette just wants to charge into the church. She feels as if she abandoned light skin once and can't do it again. Richter immediately says, nigga, you're out of your damn mind. Right
Literally.
now, they're held under the assumption that the abbot is held hostage by the Forge Master, a sorcerer who can create those night creatures. They don't know yet that the abbot is the Forge Master, so charging in blindly when a powerful sorcerer could be spawn camping the entrance is kind of crazy. He wants to come up with a plan. Oh, so you're pussy. Okay, so now we're throwing shots.
I see how Locke's got a little
waiting
longer.
until the very last second to mention that, oh, by the way, there's actually a secret underground passage to get in. I just wanted to see I get angry. My bad, that's on me. So they head over there, and the streets are always devoid of human life for some reason. But meanwhile, Drolta is meeting with the abbot, aka the Forge Master.
I know it's all about sex with you priests, but believe me, you really shouldn't tempt me on that score. You wouldn't like it. Every
Go ahead, say the line.
has teeth.
Mm-hmm.
See, there's one medication that doesn't get much advertisement, while the side effects are really proven to be positive. That medication is called giving thanks.
Anyways, they take her downstairs for a little tour of the workshop, and Green Eyes here is plotting something. His name is Allrox, by the way, but we don't really know what he's up to yet, because the vampire messiah requested his presence, but it doesn't seem like he's fully on their side. And he has a little chat with Lightskin, and pretty much he doesn't remember anything. He doesn't know who he is, what he is, he's just here. And you know what this nigga proceeds to do? He starts singing. You get more and more light-skinned by the episode. How are you in jail? Expressing your freedom. Allrox laughs dead in your face, and then you break out into song as a response. Also, how do you turn into this crazy monster and have stone bricks and metal bars be your biggest weakness? Either you're that trash or the architect needs a raise. So us hearing his singing head towards it immediately gets attacked by night creatures though. This one caught an icicle to the back of the head, and neck gets cut off from both angles. One shoots a water beam, rolls to evade it. Maria comes through with the assist. Annette runs back to the other one. Mom's freezing the water beam. My God. They bend that corner and sees the abbot happily walking side by side with the vampires. Drolta specifically, that was the confirmation right there. Yeah, that nigga's not one of us. Lightskin still singing his heart out, by the way. Weave eats that kick to the face, spears him into the cell bars.
My God, I know that hurt your bad.
And as much shit I'm talking about Lightskin, I can't even lie. He's hitting them notes.
He is. Hell nah. Is that like them TikTok videos where they be 21 with no kids? Hell nah.
So Annette and Jota face off, dodging that knife throw. Good block, ducks to slash, throws out a double kick, return to me, calls the blade back, but both gets blocked. Then simply punt kick the tiger to the other room, catches Maria's blade when Mom pulls up with the most delayed attack ever. I would have pre-fired that shit. So Annette just says, yeah, I got that, and runs off to Lightskin. And not gonna lie, Maria probably would have gotten murked here if the abbot didn't stop her. He was like, yo, relax. She's just a child. That's not a part of the deal. Meanwhile, Annette was getting ready to send Lightskin into the afterlife, but that's clearly not what he wants. Then Drolta comes from behind. Good dodge out of Annette. Evades the sweep kick, kicks one of her swords down. Left claw weaved, roundhouse weaved, right stab weaved, knocks her back, but she enters the Viltrumite stance, and Lightskin, I owe you an apology. Those are some strong ass bars, man. I can't even lie. Must be vibranium. Jolta couldn't even break through that. Slammed her to the ground with it too.
Never mind. Bitch ass said these bars ain't shit.
Maybe it's vampire proof or something, I don't know. Or that ceiling is the strongest thing in the universe, one of the two. Then she hits her with the floor, smacks the back of her head on the ceiling. My God. Frontal lobe on the concrete. That is a concussion if I ever seen one.
What is you doing?
Now, you know you don't belong here. Gave him like 7 more than a sidekick. And he starts unloading knives into this dude, saying, and I quote, I am Richter Belmont, the last descendant of the Belmont clan. Huh? Are you serious? Why are y'all Belmonts always on the verge of extinction? First Trevor and now you. I can understand it happening one time, but it's been 300 years. The family tree just never expanded. You telling me that every generation just had one kid each, and that one kid goes on to also have just one kid every single time? I don't know. Y'all might just like the thrill of not existing. Anyways, he decapitates that vampire, turns to the abbot, and he's sitting there like, damn. Now, I'm going to assume that Abbott is Maria's dad. It wasn't stated, but all three of them got the exact same features. I feel like it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Mom's probably never told Maria, but I feel like taking one good look at the dude, she should be like, hold on, why are we the only blondes with green eyes? We don't see much of those around here, do we, huh?
Little boy.
Yeah, nah.
Right then and there, all the macho Richter had went out the window. He turned around, locked eyes, and hauled ass. Said fuck everybody he was with. Man ran to the nearest exit. The group eventually followed behind, but the dude was already out the door. Perfect form in that stance. Not a single look back to see if his friends was behind him. Had zero care.
I feel him though. He was
Even
not
when
ready.
they got outside, he was nowhere to be found. Nigga is still running. Where are you going? I clicked on the next episode and he is still running. Yo, bro, relax. Nobody is chasing you, I promise. Also, earlier I said Annette was some version of an earthbender. Yeah, I don't know what she is, to be honest. Maria got cut in the battle, so she takes a piece of her shirt, stabs it, and then just auto stitches her arm. Like, what? How does that even work? And imagine going to sleep, waking up in the middle of the night, seeing your mom just standing there staring out the window like, yo, excuse me, mother.
This is my bedroom.
She was about to go on this whole rant to how when she came down here, the people were so nice. Like, moms, I love you, but it's 4 a.m.
Don't give a fuck.
Can we talk about this in the morning, please? But that's when they heard Annette. Y'all heard that, right? Sounded like someone either walked in or out the house. But no, Annette was just down there rattling the doorknob so they come to see what's going on. And she was like, oh, I'm going back for light skin. You don't have to come along though. If you wanted some help, all you had to do was ask. You don't gotta strangle the doorknob, trust. But Maria and Moms was not going back. They were saying they need to at least wait for Richter, come up with a new plan. Annette was not trying to hear any of that shit. She was about to go out there dolo. They tried convincing her that going out there by herself is genuinely a
Oh my God, what was that?
And for some reason, they kept on mentioning Richter after.
Bro, no. How you just gonna put a clip like that? What the fuck was that?
Every sentence. You want to go on a mission? Wait for Richter. You want to go for a walk? Wait for Richter. Oh, what was that? You haven't eaten anything in 6 days and you're on the brink of starvation while we have a 5-star buffet sitting on the dinner table? Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Dig in.
Wait for Richter.
I'm fully with Annette on this. I don't give a damn about no Richter. I just watched that man run a 4 flat in the opposite direction of us. Usain Bolt don't even got a form that good. They go on to tell her that that vampire was the one who took away his mother. The one that haunted his nightmares. Man, I don't give a fuck. We all have nightmares. You see this mark on my hand?
Valid.
The first time a slave runs away, they're branded with this on their shoulder. The second time, their leg. Third time, killed. The people with this mark, they're the people who know how much freedom can cost. They wear it every day. So do I. And now I'm going to aggressively open this door just for a little dramatic effect.
If I'd let my past terrify me, I'd never be free of it.
Do I think what she doing right now is a little stupid? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even though she agreed not to go inside the building, just gonna scope it out, she says, if you run into Drota and Aurochs at the same time, you're doomed. So she actually does run into both of them at the same time, but the whole time she's just trailing behind them. Witnessed a man give to the homeless and then immediately got eaten afterwards. And I want y'all to remember this dude right here. So they head off to the cemetery where Drota gets the next 7 minutes of uninterrupted glazing, trying to persuade all rocks into pledging his allegiance to her messiah, which of course he's not gonna just blindly do. He said, yeah, I heard she's formidable, but I believe it when I see it. So Drota heads off. Annette randomly hears some person yelling, and the same dude who was allowed to leave somehow got here in a cemetery. That shit makes no sense. You telling me that after witnessing a vampire murder man right in front of you, running away with your life on the line, and you didn't think, oh, I should seek out the local police department, probably my safest bet? No. Instead, he said, oh yeah, let me run into the nearest cemetery. Absolutely zero logic. You almost died because of that. And you know what makes it worse? There's a fat ass gate wrapped around the entire thing. There's only one way to get in. he didn't just randomly stumble upon inside. The man willingly walked in here.
Yeah.
He's stupid.
Yeah, he is kind of dumb as
The
hell.
vampire who was there happened to be the vampire that enslaved Annette. Not gonna lie, this segment was
Please
poorly
catch
done
this
to me,
body.
because this vampire who was the cause of so much torment in her life just happened to be strolling through the same cemetery at the exact same time, I guess. And the way he went out was so ass. I was expecting a big battle, you know. I thought he was going to be a mini boss of some sort, but that was not the case. Annette drops crosses around and that stops him from escaping. Shout out
Oh,
to
yeah,
Jesus
hold
Christ, I
on.
expect nothing less. But this encounter was very anticlimactic. They yapped about nothing for the next 2 minutes, and he used the next 3 minutes to glaze his Messiah. Did that until the sun came up. Her smiling though was kind of funny though, I give him that. Later on, we see the abbot come speak
Bro,
to
they
Moms and
almost
Maria.
got me. Fuck. That almost got me. Fuck. My heart. I was like, what the fuck? I'm home alone, bro. Who the fuck is at my room door?
He was trying to explain how what he's doing is
That
for
was my
a good
chair,
reason.
I promise.
This revolution is getting out of hand. Over 200 priests were murdered in another city, and it's only a matter of time until priests altogether are exiled. And he does hint that he's going to betray the vampire messiah, which is the reason he's making these night creatures in the first place. He's making an army to take her on. But what found me is that he was like, how many times does the entire course of history come down to the choice of just one man? Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, LeBron.
Hell no.
Yo, who the fuck is
And Moms proceeds to say,
Oh, I wish I never met you.
but if you never met me, then we wouldn't have Maria.
What? No way. You're Maria's dad? I never would have thought of that.
And then she just walks into the abyss. Why is that area so dark? So now we finally see what Richter is up to, sitting in a tavern with
I love how this nigga be questioning the shit that, like, we really don't question enough.
no money to his name. Can't even afford a Ritz cracker with that, apparently. Luckily for him, that old man in the back paid for his meal. Went to go say thank you when his vampire burst through the front doors, demanding to face off with the old man just for him to immediately get cooked. I know you're looking at that kill cam mad as hell. The man was fresh off a beer and still beat you, with ease at that. And the people just go back to drinking and dancing like nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Like nothing happened.
What the fuck?
let's try that
What the fuck was that?
again. And the people just go back to drinking and dancing like nothing happened. So old man walks outside, Richter not too far behind, asked him who he was, and turns out he's his grandfather, Juiced Belmont. So like any normal person who assumed they were the last of their kind, asked him, where the fuck have you been? Oh, me? I've been here watching you. Not in a weird way though, just observing. Also, Moms knew that Juice was here the whole time, but she agreed not to tell Richter. Whenever he gets money from killing vampires, he gives her some. Not really to keep her quiet, more so just to help out. So they head over to this hut and Richter was pissed. He said, ain't no way you're a Belmont hiding in a shack. Also, you're not supposed to kill vampires for money. Did you not read the pamphlet? Story time. Juice goes on to tell us how he used to be a hero once. Lost count on the amount of vampires he killed. The whip Richter has used to be his, but he didn't really need it. See, 300 years ago, one of their ancestors was a powerful sorceress. Some refer to her as the GOAT, the best to ever do it, the MVP. She goes by a lot of names. But Cypher is the reason Belmonts can use magic. He was the greatest magician the Belmont line has ever produced. But one day, it just vanished. His magic was no longer with him. And he feels like because of him is the reason his wife and best friend died. Because he couldn't do anything to save him. He says that evil will always win. It's everywhere. It will always be stronger. No matter how many devils you kill, there will be another to take his place.
I need a piss.
Spider sense went off, felt someone was watching him, and he was right. There wasn't only one. 3 more ran out the woods with him. I was about to say, no way Juice is still taking a piss, but that boy got captured. Richter then gets his whip took, got no knives to throw, both arms grabbed, dropped on his knees. It wasn't looking too good. Until this dude started talking about Maria, Annette, Moms, and how they're going to be a gift to the Messiah. Once those flashbacks started popping up, yeah, I knew what was about to happen next.
Power up time. Literally power
He
up time.
awakened his powers. One of them instantly rushed in, caught that shit, throws it up, switched to the fire, roasted him alive. Quick look over the shoulder, gotta show him he's serious. Ice on the forearms, blocking the knives, weave, roundhouse to the temple, iced up the elbow, stabbed right in the gut, blocks the low, blocks the high, slapped him real quick, switch targets, peep the elbow tap, ice the neck, blocking the knife. Yo, he is very efficient with these powers. He's barely using them really. He's just out there boxing. Palms the chest, another rotisserie. Casually flips the arm, cooks the other one. And finally, the mini boss, not even a mini boss no more, downgraded to a grunt. Richter didn't even move. Bro just missed. Pulls out the white headband. There's something you forgot about Belmont's. Stupid of me. I've forgotten it too. Block the bullet. Here, hold this real quick. Try to run away, but earlier, his dumbass threw the whip right at Juice's feet. Get your ass back down here. Lobbed him straight to his death.
God damn.
If you moving like this for the rest of the show, you might redeem yourself. So back down in the cells, Light Skin is forming an alliance of sorts. If he still has
I ain't gonna lie, that Hulk scene just got me.
part of his soul, then others could still have part of theirs. And not gonna lie, Jota be popping out every episode.
Bro, she dripped the fuck out. Bro,
new hairstyle, new something. She be putting that shit on. But the reason she's so dressed up is because the vampire messiah has finally arrived. And of course they can't meet up without presenting her a gift. This lady got hoed. Her own father pleaded for his own life rather than hers. There is absolutely nothing she could have done to escape the situation. They giving her away like she's a pet bird. And the thing I have to always give Castlevaina credit for is the music. When they want you to feel pure evil, hopelessness, dread, they got
throw
the
that fire
perfect
shit
track
on.
every time. Like what's playing right now is subtle, but that subtleness is what makes it scary. Imagine this. Man, what? I hear that shit. I feel like I can beat your ass. Give me a sword, I'll have this handled in 30 minutes. But now,
hell no. Yeah, that might be your ass.
ball game. Whoever comes up to you is gonna talk to you for 5 minutes straight.
Explain to you how the world needs fixing, and before erasing you from existence, they're gonna say you were somehow, some way destined to die by their hand, and how your death is the foundation of what's to come. Like, bro, what?
Anyway, she has made it to town, basking in the glaze. She's loving this. And Jota peeps you talking to Maria. Now she knows y'all are connected more than just a don't murk the kid thing. Later on, they're having this party, and now I'm truly confused. Maybe Elizabeth is just one of us. I thought she killed that girl, but she actually did the complete opposite. She dressed her, rubbed, danced with her. I mean, she's still slowly draining her, I think. But maybe Elizabeth just like fine shit. I respect that, because if I was a vampire, I promise you I'm not riding on no
valid.
But during this party is when Jota tells Elizabeth that the way they can secure the abbot's loyalty is by his daughter. And speaking of her, she still seems to be a little upset that her father was kept a secret from her. This whole time, she thought her father was dead. But as Moms was walking back, she gets attacked, and not gonna lie, I wasn't worried. Y'all are the no-name grunts, the background vampires. You gotta send someone with status next time. Maria heard the commotion, spawned her bird, took flight, and look at this one hitting straight log, straight tree bark, caught an icicle to the neck.
Dang.
Back to Maria handling a 1v2, and usually summoners in anime are the lamest characters, but Maria is not one of them. You just gotta be swaggy with it, throwing in a few unnecessary flips, and I promise you look cool. One of them that were playing dead in the water, almost sniping Moms, but Richter finally made his way back. Had a show off his magic real quick too. And honestly, my gripe with Nocturne is that things feel like it's moving a little too fast. Just how earlier when Annette murked that one vampire, Richter makes it to the house, and I guess Annette was fake mad the whole time. She was talking about some fuck Richter, he's scary, he a pussy, he this, he that. Turns out they both trying to fuck.
Wow.
It's like when he ran away, you was pissed, and you made
Fine
it
shit,
very clear.
want him.
When
Fine
you
shit,
got out
want
the
him.
cells, you was mad. When they tried to stop you from leaving, you said, no, I'm not mad, I'm furious. Okay, Moms asked you to forgive him because R-Rox was the one who murked his mother. He was face to face with his nightmare, and you responded to that by pretty much saying, I don't give a fuck about what we got going on. We all go through shit. He pussy. And gave a whole speech to back up your point. And I didn't mention it, but before Richter had that big fight, she summoned her ancestral plane or something like that, and even while in there said, nah, Celine, you was wrong. And I quote, that Belmont boy was useless as fuck.
The Belmont boy turned out to be useless as fuck.
Damn.
But now that he's back, you don't stand on anything you said, or you just don't care about everything you said. And I swear y'all met
You
a
ain't
few days
shit.
ago. So all rocks goes to me, Elizabeth.
Behold,
My God, she got another outfit on. Fuck.
Yes, glaze this, glaze that. Drota tells him to bow, he just kept walking. She shows off her power, everyone bows. I thought I told you to bow. Bro, shut the f. Gave a little pity nod, he was getting annoyed. Now, I don't know what she's wielding in that hand of hers, but it doesn't look fair. They tell Aurochs that once Europe is conquered, he will be her guide into America.
I told you to bow.
Not gonna lie, I'm kinda rocking with Aurochs. He only bowed to keep up appearances when in reality, pure hatred in his heart. So afterwards, they call the abbot over here, and of course they pull the daughter card. They said, you want to prove your loyalty? Good. Sacrifice your daughter. Knowing him, he's gonna do just that. Thinks it's for the greater good. But once again, speaking of his daughter, right now they're making up a plan of attack with the goal of saving Light Skin as well as finding a way to stop the creation of night creatures. Maria, being the kind soul that she is, you know, being a good daughter, asked what's gonna happen to the abbot, her father. Oh, he made his choice. He's gonna die alongside them. When all of a sudden, Aurochs drops that fat ass novel on the table, the three of them run outside. Splitting up was pretty stupid, not gonna lie, but Aurochs wasn't here to fight. Even though Richter wanted that fight so bad. You could have died 3 times already, buddy. Calm down. You just swinging that shit around and hoping to hit something. Aurochs tells him, yeah, I know we not friends, but either you trust me or Erzsébet takes over the world. I think the choice is pretty obvious. I killed your mom for revenge. Erzsébet gonna murk all 3 of your loved ones for shits and giggles. We not the same. Just read the book. And then he just leaves. So they read the book and find out he was telling the truth. The night creatures are made from a machine. With a little deciphering, they can figure out how to destroy it. Later on in the night, Maria actually sneaks out somehow. We already know how loud them doorknobs are. But she heads over to her father to warn him, not wanting him to die, urging him to leave and come with her, but he's dead as a lost cause. I was thinking maybe the
that nigga
would die here. Maria actually wanted you to be a father in her life, but nah, he turns his head, sees her. Had his gremlins grab her. I'm so glad this dude was watching, because the second he got a chance, he ran straight to the house, told him exactly what's going on.
Ain't give me that time.
Meanwhile, Erzsébet, I still don't know what exactly her power is, but that junk is broken. When they called her the Devourer of Light, they were dead ass. I thought they were just blindly glazing. She for real blocked the sunlight, made her own eclipse. Even Aurochs knew that was some cheating shit. All the vampires flew out. Drota transformed into whatever that is, also flying out. Richter still wearing
a bad bitch. That's about it.
That junk is not clean. Erzsébet also transforms. Now that I'm really looking at her, she's like 8 feet tall. Does becoming a vampire make you grow an extra 4 feet? She was a human before this, but at the same time, I guess that makes sense. Imagine a 4'2" vampire claiming to be the devourer of suns. Man, get out my face before I smack you. So we made it to the church, and ever since Richter got those powers, he don't even be wanting to use the whip no more. Look, he put it back on his hip, block that junk, deflects the next 2 attacks, weave. The bug jumps over his head just to get an imprint of his face to the face. Switch to the fire this time. Already under the sword, right to the gut. Left hook, double to the gut, overhand, it on fire. Pulls out the whip, helping Moms real quick so she can rescue Maria. Annette goes down to find the night creature machine because you can't actually destroy it. The best thing you can do is open the portal from which it came from and push it back through. Gotta play a little protect the flag so Moms can open the portal. That's when Drota pulls up. Block. Drota dodges the punch, responds with a roundhouse, gets blocked so she goes for a sweep. Good hop out of Richter. Goes for a kick of his own, no connect. Looks like she went for a side chop there. I don't know, but it gets blocked. Richter, on the other hand, elbows the back and lands a clean one to the gut. Landing a kick to the jaw, I think. I can tell this was not meant to be slowed down. Cameraman switched the angle, front kick blocked, grabs the leg, dug that elbow straight into the thigh. Now that gut feeling.
Quite good, actually.
She ate that shit. Gave him the same treatment, and I don't know what happened here that got her so confused, but she started eating straight haymakers. Every single one of left hooks. Put your hand throws out a triple kick, not a single connects. Double block, checks the kick, barely dodges the roundhouse. Richter starts throwing out some fire kicks
on his ass.
Azula. Only difference is Azula wouldn't have airballed every single one. Runs back in though. Iced out the kneecap too, extra damage. She does end up breaking his guard though, but that was Maria's cue. Summon the army of virgins. I don't know why you getting so close. Use the foot this time, hold his turtle. Lob the tiger off his back, knocked it through every bench in the room. While
that's
all
that
this
get back.
was going on.
That's that get back for punting his ass. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Aurochs was lurking in the shadows. finally decided to get involved, taking out some of the grunts before going for Drota. Guess that confused her enough to stop paying attention to Richter. Cut to Annette real quick, who wanted to break Light Skin out, but he deadass said, nah, my work here isn't done yet. At this point, he does remember who he was, but he feels as if his singing is allowing other night creatures to remember who they once were. And honestly, I'm not mad at that, because what do you expect him to do? Go back home, wake up in the morning, eat breakfast with the family as if he's not a 7'9" demon? Normal life is over with. Nothing Annette can do but say, damn. So she heads over to the machine, portal already open in the back. The only thing she needs to do is push it. But that would be too easy. Back on the top floor, Richter is actually giving Drota a belt. And right before he was gonna land a decisive blow, he felt that spiritual pressure. The whole room felt it. Elizabeth has entered the fray. No matter what was thrown at her, it couldn't even leave a scratch. Also caused Mom to get knocked out the portal opening trance. Woke up and saw Wemby walking down her daughter. Proceeds to consume Richter's flames point blank. This normal, regular, mortal man with a sword and a dream tried running her down. He's lucky All Rock swooped in, took him to the other side of the village. Now, I didn't mention it earlier, but these two have a little thing going on, so
a major thing.
So back to the church, Mom was like, come on, Emmanuel, use his whole government. You can't let her kill our daughter. Turn your night creatures against her. Fight her. Together we can defeat her. No, we can't. At least say something believable like, together we can maybe possibly run away. That makes more sense. But Elizabeth goes and say, kill? I don't want to kill your daughter. The fuck does sacrifice mean then? I just want to turn someone you love into a vampire. Come on, man, you should know this. And of course, Moms wasn't going to allow her daughter to get sacrificed. She offered up herself, and Elizabeth agreed, as long as it was someone that Abby loved. We've gained absolutely nothing from this mission. Light Skin didn't want to be saved. We couldn't get rid of the night creature machine. Couldn't even take out Drota, and the worst of them all, we lost Ma Dukes. And even after they escaped, they were still getting chased, by the way. They don't care who was offered up. Whether it was Maria or Moms, it don't matter. They want the entire group gone. But we have a special appearance.
Get the fuck off him. It's my boy Dracula.
The GOAT has returned. Alucard took out Drota in one hit.
I am Alucard, son of Dracula. And if you fight me, you will die. I hope I'm not too late.
Got white as shit. The GOAT.
And now we see where he was before this. He went to this Egyptian place, I believe, and every single one of them was given a choice. Hey, you either get out of the way or die, and these niggas chose to perish. He wasn't even in the cloak anymore. He was only wearing it to preserve his actual fit. And he's doing all this with one hand behind his back. Elbow to the neck, dodges the spear, cuts it in half.
Weave.
Then finish off your friend in the same breath. That's when the leader comes through, the only one wearing different clothes. And frankly got done the worst way. He deems you unworthy of movement. Let his sword do all the work. And what he found inside were vases filled with blood, and whoever y'all are, gotta be the worst security ever. He could have took whatever he wanted and been 20 miles east by the time I came down here. They fared a little better though, was able to knock the sword out of his hands, but we all know he did that on purpose. He just wanted to show us his new daggers. And being able to disperse into bats while also being able to control his sword is kind of unfair, not gonna lie. The second one jumps in, gets both arms chopped off, sheathes the daggers, walks off with the sword, finish the job. And they all were dead ass guarding nothing. He walked to the tomb empty. It was already open at that. Y'all could have just walked him downstairs, showed him that, and he would have been on his merry way. Y'all could have lived. Y'all chose to die. So back to the present. We find out that Elizabeth can't just keep the world in darkness forever. She has a cooldown. Alucard then mentions that she has 2 souls. See, she wasn't born a vampire. She became one after drinking the blood of an Egyptian goddess. Quotations. I don't know if she's an actual goddess or just some strong vampire with some motion, but either way, that's how Elizabeth became a vampire. One of the souls is in the blood, which Elizabeth drank, and the other is in the heart of the original body. Alucard has been tracking it for years and narrowed it down to being somewhere here in France, in Paris, and he wants Richter's help. And look at Maria in the back. You're mad at this dude for no reason. She's talking about don't talk about my mother as if she mattered to you as much as she does to me.
What? You chose to leave her there.
Are you serious? Now you losing me. So we're just gonna act like when Elizabeth entered the room, the gravity didn't change. As if he didn't spam every move in his arsenal just to get
what you
flicked
tripping
away.
about?
As if your mother maybe
Didn't give
forgot,
herself
but,
up?
hey buddy, you was there. She offered herself up to save you, by the way. Richter didn't suggest that plan, nor did he push her into Elizabeth's arms. She was the one who, she knew what she was fucking doing, bro. She knew what she was
Literally.
doing. Then she says, no, you needed to escape, and you were only able to take me with you because I was unconscious.
Nigga, what?
Alright, bro. Next time, I'll make sure we're holding hands so we can walk to our deaths together. Make your mom sacrifice for nothing. Cause you're blaming him when technically this is your fault. You're the one who snuck out to warn that nigga when everyone, including your mom, said fuck him. All while this is going on, Elizabeth is mourning the death of Drota. And not gonna lie, I was rocking with Drota, but I pick sides. If you're not with Alucard, womp womp. Better luck next time. And I'm glad Moms is still standing 10 toes. She's a vampire now, but she still know what side she on. She got told to do magic as if she's some dog. Said, I bet I got you. Hold this. Right between the eyes. I'm surprised the amount of patience she has. Anyway, she forces Mom to form ice over her head, walking all the way over to the abbot just to tell him to pull up. And she wasn't going back either. You let her free, why would she come back? Aurochs has a little chat with her and pretty much saying, yeah, you're not gonna last long. You're trying to starve yourself. And this has to be the most unlucky guy ever. To be honest though, you're drunk at 2 p.m. walking through the woods. You clearly wanted something bad to happen.
Yeah.
Afterwards, she's watching Maria run to the National Guard, and you lost your humanity, not your manners. Wipe your mouth, bro. And the funniest thing to me is if you don't glaze Elizabeth enough, there's always someone in the background to correct you.
Countess.
Your magnificence.
And I'm not gonna lie, Elizabeth just isn't as intimidating. She's allowing everyone to make these smart remarks.
I summoned you here because...
You didn't summon me, you asked me to come here, and I agreed. Yo, you got to stop letting
Hey, he
people
talking
play in
his
your face
shit.
like that. Why does he even feel that safe to even say something like that? He got a few night creatures and think he can talk to you any kind of way. If I was you, those two on his right and left would have cut them down. Then make him do what I summoned him for, then let him walk away, because right now he thinks you're pussy. It seems like he was more scared of Drota than you. But the reason she called him here is to tell him to use his dead soldiers to make more night creatures, and he flat out told her no. The whole room flabbergasted, like, you just gonna let him talk to you like that? And
This
you know
nigga
what
wildin'.
she does about it? Nothing.
Wow.
Now, to be fair, right after he does explain that sometimes they can retain their souls, which is why he doesn't want to do it, but this is the second time within 30 seconds you let this regular man disrespect you. You should be in that nigga face right now telling him, I don't give a fuck. I'm not even on your side, but I'm sorry, you're not doing your job correctly. You're supposed to be intimidating.
Oh,
you know
God,
what?
you
I
shook
see
the
why
whole
he more scared
room.
of
What
Drota.
happened?
She wouldn't have allowed that shit. And him releasing that information gave her the bright idea, oh, put Drota through the machine and bring her back. And the crazy part is, it worked flawlessly.
Yeah.
So now Alucard, Annette, and Richter head off to Paris, but first they went to talk with Juiced. When they get there, we see his house up in flames, bodies all over the place, thinking he might have died. Whole time he just taking a piss in the lake. But Richter wanted him to stay with Maria and hopefully talk her out of doing something stupid. And I'm thinking we're one step ahead, but nah, Elizabeth got her spies watching them. We're leading them right to the body because even they don't know where it is. But speaking on Maria, her and this dude, don't know his name, went back to her house to get some supplies, and once again, I know you're a vampire now, but why are you acting like this? Even Drota didn't do shit like this. Bro, get out the corner. Announce yourself, say hi, something. I don't know how Maria even noticed you was there. Did she hear you blink? At least pop a smile, something. Don't just deadpan and slowly walk towards me. And when Maria asked how it was being a vampire, out of all the dialogue options she's gonna use, remember when you were small? You used to ask to listen to my heart and lay your head on my chest. Now I can hear your heartbeat from here. And
Nigga,
this is
what?
the point in the conversation where you choose to smile as you raise your hand and slowly walk towards me. Not gonna lie, I know you're my mom, but I'm gonna
Don't
need
touch
6
me.
feet. Just until you can, speak to me without it sounding like you want to kill me, we're gonna need to create some boundaries. This dude walks
Know
in on
what I
this, and I
laugh?
don't blame him for swinging, because why is the room foggy? I swear we had more sunlight than this. But Maria tells him to stop, so he stops, and they walk off to wherever they walked off to. We don't see them for the rest of the episode. And real quick, they do show us that Jota has been alive for quite some time, longer than Erzabet. She was also a normal human at first, a priestess at that,
Oh wow.
until her spot got raided. Every last person who was there that day got murked.
Oh my God.
Except for Drota, who comes across this trash-ass vampire. Dude had every advantage possible and still lost. And while this was happening, she was asking her goddess to show her how to be stronger. And this guy just happened to show up, so she said, oh, must be a sign, and just drank his blood. Is turning someone into a vampire just common knowledge? How is that the first thing you do? What if it didn't work? Instead of becoming a vampire, you just
Became a
contracted severe
mindless
disease. Now
monster.
you're living the rest of your life with thousands of itchy bumps all over your body. Sometimes it's okay to hesitate. That was a crazy gamble. Oh, and remember the National Guard that came through? Yeah, Drota annihilated the entire platoon. Now that she can be in the sun, she just wants to be outside for no reason. And honestly, it makes perfect sense. You ever got a haircut and all of a sudden you got errands to run? Damn, I forgot my mom needs some eggs. Let me get some real quick. What was that? You said you need a pack of black teas from Target? Don't even worry about it. I got you. Anyways, now we see Maria and Moms again at the place where she first taught her how to use her magic. And she was like, remember what I told you back then? Magic can be subtle as a blade, but there's two sides. It can be used for survival or slaughter.
I've learned everything I need to know about survival.
All right, I'd feel
She on her
different about
emo
this
shit.
scene
I don't
if
know
your
why.
mom
I ain't
wasn't
fucking with it.
ominously standing behind you in every frame, especially now that your summoning circles are black, because it's different when you're angry. Let's relax a little bit, alright? But this time, she summons a giant wolf. Was able to control it pretty easily, to be honest, but that's when from the top ropes, Juice comes down attacking mobs, and boy, she was getting cooked. 3 different times she tried to shoot fire, and each time dude just smacked her hand. You gotta find a faster way to conjure that up, because you're making speakers look sorry. Anyways, Juice says he can't use magic anymore, but how do you explain this? You just shot out 1,000 kunais out of your sleeve. You want me to believe you just carrying that around with you all day? Now, the only reason he lost is because he wasn't paying attention to his surroundings. She threw up a wall at the start and used that same wall to knock his sword out of his hands. And I guess when she didn't bite him, he was like, oh, I was wrong about you. No, you wasn't. Keep an eye out, bro. One of two things.
Keep an eye out.
She's either going to get hungry to the point where she attacks one of us, or since she's a vampire, she's going to sacrifice herself again. And if that happens, I apologize for ever doubting you. That's when they somehow hear the growling of night creatures from 30 miles away.
Oh my God.
They had super hearing. And that being the National Guard was Maria's last straw. She flew off and Moms was like, you have to save her. Save her from what?
From what she's about to do.
Okay, spit it out.
She's gonna kill her father. No.
And?
No. What?
So she gets to the church, confronts her father. He tries to say sorry about what happened to Mom, but nah. Maria shut that down immediately. You're not sorry. You was gonna let Erzabet do it to me. Though to begin with, you thought she was only going to kill me. And that was alright too. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought she was gonna somehow get bailed out of this or was gonna back down willingly, but nah. She summoned a dragon and burned him alive. Just like that. Juiced is sitting in the background like, damn, now how do I explain this to your mother? Not gonna lie, I feel kind of bad. Not exactly because that abbot died, but because Maria had to be the one to do it. Yeah, he was a bad person, but at the end of the day, that's still her father. Even if she did just find that out. It would be one thing if she didn't care about him at all, but she tried to save him earlier. Clearly, she wanted him to be in her life. Now, I have an honest question for y'all. Do you think that Abbott was genuinely a bad person? Do I agree with anything he's done? Fuck no. If I was in his shoes, the show wouldn't last more than 2 episodes. There's no universe where I'm giving up my loved ones to some vampires. Nor am I summoning
If it would have been me,
any
he
night
would have been
creatures
dead either
as
way.
a
So
child of God. I know he wouldn't want me to even entertain the thought of doing that. But if the Abbott's intentions were truly what he claimed they were, protecting the kingdom of God, would you put him in the same category as Elizabeth and Jota? At what point does good intention stop mattering? But after his death, this black substance rises off the walls, forms this figure, laughs, and then drags him down, and all the night creatures he's made got like an amber alert of his passing. So Maria sends her summons back, but that dragon kind of likes it here. He's not trying to go back. And the way they set this scene up, either someone was gonna die or Juice was gonna get his powers back, even if it was for a split second. The dragon got hit with one icicle and ran away immediately. That sorry ass dragon. Nigga forgot he's a 30-ton reptile with wings, bro. If you don't fly through the ceiling, oh, trash ass. That's when Moms pulls up, told Juice to take her somewhere safe, and as they're leaving, she goes to look at the ashes and she smiles. Wow. I don't know if I should be worried about this or... So back to the other group, and Annette was like, is Paris always like this? I can feel the tension. No, nah, I don't know if that's it. You just happen to be walking with a man with literal white skin that's matching his hair, also wearing all black. You know, that's a big contrast. It's gonna be kind of hard not to get stared at. And throughout these last few episodes, Annette has been trying to dig deeper into an ancestral plane to gain more power. And as they make their way to this museum, which is where the body should be, she is seeing this three-headed thing appear with every step she takes. So she finally speaks to them, asking to show her, leading her to the body, which, to be honest, we probably could have found that ourselves. It was just sitting in a box, not even in the corner. Nobody was trying to hide it. It was in the middle of the room. Now, we already knew they were getting followed, so Jota being here isn't a surprise. My question is, why did they entertain this? Unless after the battle, Alucard says there's something specific you need to get rid of the corpse, because a nigga like me is stabbing whatever that orange flame eluding off the body is. Clearly it's something important. A few stabs, a few fire spells, a couple boulders falling on top of it. I think that would get the job done. I didn't come all this way for nothing. And remember when Richter had a whole sword before? Mans really finds a way to punch anything. Alucard and Jota though, he ducks a sidekick, but she stomps down. Ate the stab, grabs a sword, then punches him to the other side of the room. Yo, Alucard, I'm gonna need you to lock in, bro. What's going on? So he evades her barrage.
Oh, where did he go?
Behind you. I don't even know what happened here. I feel like she didn't duck nearly far enough to dodge that attack. You should be trying to slice her in half, full range of motion. Why are you stopping right there?
Why is he
stopping? She flies off into the darkness. Alucard assists in murking the night creatures. That's when Jota swoops back in, takes the body, and gets away with ease.
But what about Alucard?
Yeah, he chased her, but got dealt with twice.
Oh my
While
God.
he was taking a swim, Annette was tweaking out because the spirits are not going away. And she has no clue on what they want. So with the body in the hands of the enemy, all they can do right now is prepare for what's to come. Richter and Annette go around the city taking down nests of vampires while Alucard goes to speak with the National Convention. And Olrox is actually the most interesting character in the show to me. We still don't know if he has some hidden motive, but throughout the series, he's always been on the human side, I guess. He was against Elizabeth from the very beginning. I think he just values freedom, and to be honest, even though he's a vampire, he doesn't really act like it. He acts a lot like Alucard. He doesn't love humans or vampires more than the other. He values who they are as a person rather than what race they have.
I feel that, and that's valid. That's hard.
And he tells bro that he's leaving, going back home. He knows a losing battle when he sees one. Also knowing that Elizabeth is going to see this as a betrayal and be on his ass for the rest of eternity. But hey, the world's big enough to hide for a few centuries. And like I said earlier, I do feel bad for Maria. I knew murking her father was gonna break her down. Now she's talking about how it feels good to have power over life and death, and I'm glad Juiced is here because what she needs to hear right now is the wise words of an old man. The world can be a dark place, full of horror, but if you surrender to the darkness, what's the point of living? None of us counts for much. We'll all be forgotten eventually. But there's something miraculous about us being here at all. To see this world, breathe its air, smell the forest at night. There is a point in living.
He's spitting.
There's even more point in living forever.
What the fuck?
That junk really messed her up. Now she's asking for her mother to turn her into a vampire so they can be together forever.
Absolutely
that would have made
not.
Mom's entire sacrifice be for nothing. Juice was ready to box it out if needs be, and what is that? You're not even spawning creatures no more. You are too far gone. The dragon made sense, but this, an evil tree trunk? I'm glad Mom told her to calm down. She tells her that in order to find herself again, it can't be with her. So she runs away. In the wind, I tell you, she is gone. And it's nice to see that she was able to put aside the bad parts of life. Felt as if she had nothing anymore, but Juice reminds her that they may not share the same last name, but they're still family. She was able to remember why life is worth living, tapped back into the good side of her powers. Then we cut to Richter and Annette, and she finally pieced together what the spirits wanted from her. We know that Elizabeth essentially has two souls, one in the original body and the one being inside her. Annette tells us that everyone has a part of them that is already inside the spirit world, which is why she can speak to Cecile in there despite her still being alive. That's how she pieced it together. The same could be true for Elizabeth, or really the Egyptian goddess that Elizabeth is trying to become. So her job now is to venture through the spirit world and find that soul. I don't know why they didn't just tell her that from the beginning. Why does everything have to be a riddle? Y'all could have said this earlier and saved so much time. We have no business to be doing field tests in a situation like this. What skill did she gain? Please tell me. How many occasions will she be fighting a vampire goddess with multiple souls? But speaking of that, I've truly been trying to accept Elizabeth as the main villain, but I'm sorry, I just can't. I would much rather have them somehow write it that Drota gets the main power or some shit, cause if Drota says she's gonna do something, I believe her. She's gonna find a way by any means to get it done. Elizabeth says she's gonna do something. She's gonna look to Drota for approval. And she was like, this is boring. I wish to be glazed.
What?
Begging for glaze now, bro? Are we serious? Glaze has to come naturally. You can't just go out looking for glaze. That defeats the whole purpose of glaze to begin with, yo. You
trash
big ass, old ass baby. Now back to Alucard. Remember, he was heading over to speak with the National Convention when these vampires were getting ready to attack him.
When I came to Paris, vermin like you knew who I was. Now, of course, you think you've found a purpose, a goddess. But she's nothing but a vulgar parvenu with a taste for young flesh.
Got them riled up. First guy ran chest first into the sword.
Dead.
And another vampire
Come on now.
using a gun.
You know you don't hit those.
That ass ends up accidentally removing his homeboy's head off his shoulder.
Told you don't hit those.
3 more drop down and genuinely get off-screened. The leader of this little band steps up, and for a second I was like, Alucard, there is no way you're getting nervous. Why is there a droplet on your face? But I came to the conclusion that maybe he felt bad with how dirty he's about to do this nigga. It cuts to him walking in the middle of the National Convention, threw the head on the table, told them boys to strap up, and they got to it immediately. Had crates of guns, swords, handing them all out to civilians. This is when Annette tells Alucard about her plan of finding the third, that she must not get lost in the spirit world, because if you do, you're not waking back up. So she ventures off, and after all this time was finally able to see her mother again. And she's stronger than me, not a single teardrop in those eyes. I'd be in there I can act tough all day long, but I'd fold right here. But they tell her to go meet her god, who not only created a shield covered with his blessing, but also opened the portal that leads into the Egyptian goddess's domain, whose name is Sekhmet, by the way. Also, apparently, she is the goddess of healing as well. Yeah, I'm just as surprised as you. Anyways, she crosses the sea, gets to the temple, sees Sekhmet crying because the scales are out of balance. So she tells her, yo, you remember Jota? Yeah, so she desecrated your tomb, desecrated your mummy, and now is glazing this Russian lady for some reason. I don't know why she's doing that. Also, they're planning on using your power to bring an eternal eclipse, so how do you feel about that? And her immediate reaction to that was to try and murk Annette. Like, bro, why are you mad at her? She came all this way to inform you. Then this creature walks in, and I guess her seeing that Annette was capable of fighting changed her mind.
My soul will need a worthy vessel.
While all this was going on, Jota delivered the body to Elizabeth, who grabs the heart, eats it, and turns into a literal monster. Guess. Anyways, Annette is no longer Annette. Sekhmet took over her body, and yeah, she surpassed me. I can't compete with that. Done gave her max prestige locks. So while Sekhmet controls her body, Annette is still in the spirit world fighting whatever that thing is. Richter was talking to Alucard and was like, damn, what if I can't bring her back?
Huh?
I was expecting some words of encouragement, but
You got
that
this,
ass
bro.
just looked at him. It's like he tried to think of something to say but gave up. Anyways, that boy walked straight to the front lines, commanding his troops, and on the inside, Light Skin finally takes his stand alongside the allies he made. One thing I will give
Who the fuck was the
that
allies
she
he
isn't one of those
made?
villains that stand back and allow her troops to get wiped out. She in the front for a reason. She's here to box. The two in the front are now in pieces. Did the same to the next two, but this man got it the worst. Got his entire dome snatched and forced into the concrete. I think I'd rather get sliced into pieces. And I kid you not, Alucard, not even yelling, just speaking in a higher octave.
Retreat! Retreat to the back streets!
Sounds like it hurts. Sound like he need a glass of water. If the action he's doing can't be done nonchalantly, I promise he's not gonna do it right. Because look, there isn't a single reason for him to not hold his sword here. He just wanted to catch it in midair. And y'all know Jota was out there searching for Alucard. Easy deflect. Out my face. But oh, the spin kick connects. Thought you got the stab off, but that's the oldest trick in the book. That was his clone, Shadow Itachi. And I told you, this nigga will always search for a way to stunt on someone. He returns back in slow motion. Spin move, speed butts. But she just smiles. Turns out the daggers can shoot many Getsuga Tenshos. All of it gets dodged, but that flying sword, man, that thing might be broken. I don't think I've seen that sword ever miss. And I will forever hate that they made my guy look like he needed saving. I fuck with you all, Rocks. You know, I'm glad you're back and all. But next time, wait for him to get up. It's a bad look. But a few minutes later, the soldier guy does get hit. All Rocks somehow just knew to turn his head at that exact moment. And instead of finishing off Jota, he ran to be by his side. All right, you could have killed her real quick though, but you know. Meanwhile, Richter and Segment made it to Erzsébet, and I don't know exactly what she is doing, but hey, keep it up. It's doing something. That's when Maria, Juiced, and Soldier Guy joins the battle, and I'm glad no time was wasted. Maria sends out her army of birds, and I guess now she has a good dragon. And look at the Belmont duo. Not gonna lie, Juiced is swaggier than Richter, by the way. Just had to put that out there. But they are jumping her with straight lightning attacks. Maria said, "Don't have fun without me." All three of them blasting her with fire. But once I seen her do this, I said, "Oh,
well, it's different. That's a different time."
Ice barely dodged the follow-up. Same for the next. That ice is really saving his arms right now. My guy somehow dodges it in midair. Hold this. Buddy, my God. Boost down to the ground. Here, let me show you this auto combo. Had her in a stun lock.
This is my chance.
No, it ain't. Juice came in with the assist. Now show her how the Belmonts get down, nephew. Maria once again says, "Stop leaving me out." Got her entire torso bit. Alley-ooped her shit into this 10-ton icicle. But obviously, there's still, 20 minutes left in the episode. She wasn't going to lose right here. Segment overheated or something, just over their face planted on the ground. Richter Dead had to cover her in ice. They tried the fire again, but I guess she upgraded to Broly, just walking through that shit. Ran up, socked the fuck out of that dragon's snout. Grabbed his tail, slams it, immediately goes after Segment.
You got this, Richter, go!
Cut.
My gosh. Segment finally joins the fight again, and Richter is dead as insane. I swear I seen Goku do the same thing. Uppercut, kick, knuckles to the ribcage. Went to the other side, gotta keep it balanced. Kicks the jaw up, got her admiring the stars. Finished it with the elbow, dug into the sternum, fireball. Passed her to the dragon, dead ass got her chest.
Assist.
And no way I got this dragon doing hand-to-hand combat. This gotta be the most advanced dragon type ever. It was putting in work too until
you don't see them fucking biceps, hell yeah.
Arm strength, tossed it by his neck across the field. Hopped on his head, got one
Look at this nigga arms. Fuck yeah, he know how to box.
And you telling me Maria is controlling his actions? There's no way. How can you possibly be versed in dragon combat? Good enough to where Erzsébet is struggling, and for a second, I thought she was gonna turn the tables, cause not gonna lie, that junk was clean. Though, to be fair, they were jumping her crazy for the last 18 minutes.
God.
Richter sliced the back of her knees, Juice froze her in place, and hit a double Belmont lariat, but all that did was heat her up. Hit Juice with a stage transition, grabbed Richter by his leg, slammed him one time for some reason. I would have been in that shit like the Hulk. would have gave you a migraine that lasted for weeks. And this is genuinely some of the craziest jumping I've seen. Elizabeth Dead has no lines this entire episode. When the voice actor read the script, it had to have said scream in pain for 30 minutes in 10 different ways. The dragon flew her to the sky with Richter running up his back. Do you know the balance needed for this? Wrapped one arm in the whip while the other one gets teared off.
Oh
Mid-air, boosts himself, lands the kick, grabs the arm again, flips over her and connects another Belmont lariat. And I didn't even know they can do this. They combine their flames into one. This is for real a shonen battle. But at the very last second, she got an opening to shoot that segment, causing Richard to protect her and unleashing some AoE attack. Starts walking him down, just to fall down to her knees. Then she proceeded to get walked down and started crying like a little ass baby. Yo, Elizabeth is so buns. And you know we almost won, but Aurochs couldn't finish his one job. Drota swooped in and took her away. Yo, not gonna lie, Alucard, where are you at? You shouldn't have let that nigga tag himself in. But I'm glad they did do exactly what I wanted them to do. Made Drota the final boss. She started draining Elizabeth of all her power. Thank you, bro. She spent this whole episode getting her ass beat. I was sitting here waiting to see a power-up something. So now Drota is calling herself the new goddess. Thank you for not giving her some ugly transformation. I hate when they do that.
Never mind.
Alucard finally gets into the mix. Eyes turn red, gains some of his dad's abilities. Though she redirects it towards Richter when he volleyball hits it to the sky. They both walk up, look at the goat. That's when Richter creates these shirts got a piece of that shoulder. Alucard then charges directly.
Hold on.
Blitzes by.
We're gonna analyze this shit. Hold on. He already speed blitzed, right? He already speed blitzed. Let's look at it.
Slice.
Mao, okay. Nice slice.
Knocked to the ground.
Okay.
Shit. I don't know what you smiling about.
Ugh. What the fuck going on with your face? Drota, that's you?
Imprinted your face with his boot. Still has you in his hold. Slingshots himself back in.
Okay,
She is dead ass tweaking right now. And when she went for the final blow,
this nigga Richter back, that's just blown out. That's just blown out.
oh, guess what? Got hit with another Naruto special. You gotta watch out for them shurikens. Never know what they might do. Got her whole hand severed. And for a second there, I thought this was about to be another 30 minutes of straight jumping. But she stops them in their tracks. Regrew her hand right in their face, and I call cap. No way Alucard got smacked and Richter didn't. That's why I prefer shows to not add old characters, because they will always have to nerf them for plot. They gotta make the new MC look good.
Yeah.
Even though I rock with Richter, but you know, I'm biased. I guess she took a lunch break, came back stronger, started combining her souls, and I can't be mad at Richter for not wanting this to happen. There's a good chance Annette's body might explode after this, even though it's for the greater good. At the end of the day, that's his girl. No man wants to watch his girl get exploded. Now, this entire time, we know the real Annette has been fighting this creature in the spirit world.
She's still fighting
hearing
that
Richter's voice gave her a power boost and pretty much cooked it with 3 hits. And she casually just floats by the 3 souls a segment. No exchange of words, no thank you, no good work, no nothing, not even a side eye. But she was able to travel back to the real world. Gave her mom a quick little hug on the way back, and yeah, she beat the odds. Her body ain't explode, she's still in one piece. But Drota is still here, and not gonna lie, I almost turned this shit off after seeing this. Alucard should not be getting worked by
hell no.
And didn't her god powers just get took? Is she not back to being regular Drota? Y'all only did this because you want to give this, yo, you don't gotta keep putting Alucard down. If anything, this just makes me not like Richter even more, because you keep hoeing the real nigga. But I'd be lying if I said this wasn't hard though. They went palm to palm, and we see her hands are cracking. Hit her with a headbutt, that junk cracking too. She runs in. This is where the rest of the budget went to here. Peep the impact frame.
My
I paused on this by accident the first time. This is tough. What flavor is that? Barbecue? And look at this cool ass.
What flavor is
Where
that?
was this
Barbecue?
the entire show? And Allrox is back to finish what he should have finished 10 minutes ago.
Nah, don't try to
Alucard
come
then
put
gives
in
Richter
work
a
now.
sword, creates the Sword of Hope. He got that straight from Trunks, and my goodness, that 2 seconds of animation costed 300,000 alone. But
Hell
with
yeah.
that, he puts an end to Drota, as well as the building behind her. Whoever apartment that was, I'm so sorry. But the hardest part is what he says to Allrox.
I will kill you, Allrox. One day. But not today.
Said the same thing he said to him as a kid. Came full circle. Kinda. He's still up on the scoreboard. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Maria and Richter made up. She also decides to stay in Paris and continue fighting here. Juiced and Alucard also gonna be staying here with her. Annette and Lightskin head off back to their home to continue the war that's going on over there. Richter tags along with them for obvious reasons. And instead of letting Soldier Guy die, Allrox turns him into a vampire with no consent, by the way.
What?
There wasn't a single word that escaped from his mouth that hinted at him wanting to become a vampire. And I don't know what happened right here. Was that a deadly bite or a freaky bite? I don't know. That black figure we seen take the abbot got his hands on Mom's. I don't know who or what that is, but it got Mom smiling as she's watching people get executed. She is not alright in the head. And that's that. My final thoughts. Nocturne is a good show. The people who are saying it's bad, I don't get how I came to that conclusion. It's not as good as the original, though. I will say that. This is like a 7 out of 10. The original is like a 9.8 out of 10. That shit was beautiful. The main letdown in this is the villain. Erzabet is pure cheeks. Johto was carrying. The fight scenes, though, Nocturne went crazy on that. I think Nocturne is a little more flashy, while the original is a little more technical. I guess in that regard, it just comes down to what you prefer more. But yeah, this vid is long enough. I'll see y'all in 2 months.
Damn, nigga said 2 months. We ain't gonna see you in 2 months, Kev. Damn, this video was an hour and something long. But it's over. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Deuces.
Tell a nigga rob me in this bitch, smoking off the dope. I be stalking, and I got this hoe built like coke. She be popping in this hoe, flooding off the Mary. I be popping. Everybody that you fucking see, I done dropped it in this bitch like I'm Jesus. Raise a toast, I be godly. Me and Twin like I'm Batman. He be robbing, red and black, spinning every day. We ain't stopping, being dizzy on the way for the low.